2021. Those four numbers in that order made everybody breathe a sigh of relief, even though, come on, we all know nothing's changed really. But part of that sense of relief and hope that this new year has brought is because a bunch of franchises are celebrating big-time anniversaries this year. Now personally, I don't find anniversaries to be a big deal when it comes to video games. It's just another year of the game existing. It's not like a marriage. There's no fear that the series is just gonna, stop existing and disappear from everyone's hearts and minds collectively. Unless you're like Blasto, I guess. Yet, between the hopes of a Zelda All-Stars collection or popping off that Halo is 1 year away from being able to crack open a cold one, there's one franchise with more eyes on it now than ever before. Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, that's right, Mario, you had your time. Let the Sonic have some. But see, that's where we run into trouble. Sonic's always had a lot of eyes on it over the years, for better or worse. And each time a new game does eventually come out, it's the same old thing, right? It gets lambasted by critics who hate the fact that Sonic dares to still exist, like some sort of anti-Blasto. Fans decry that it's not what they're hoping for, while other fans say that they finally got it right and that Sonic's back! But it's this division that sets the tone for how people on the outside looking in view Sonic, and, by extension, where the series is going to go from here. Sonic fans are notorious for a lot of things, and I'm not going to go for the low-hanging fruit and attack OCs, or shipping wars, or anything else passionate fans do that some deem cringeworthy. But hey, listen, as long as you're not doxing someone for shipping Vecduge or something, go nuts. But let's zero in on that word, passion. Passion, in addition to being the best Utada song in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, is the one thing that's kept Sonic alive. Mostly the passion of the talented writers and artists who are working on the comics, the movies, and even the new cartoon now. Oh god, please be better than Boom. But passionate fans are on the other side of that coin too, making fan art, like yours truly, supporting the series by buying games or other media, or, as we'll see here, complaining. Sonic fans, they like to complain. A lot. Like, a lot. Like a lot. This is common knowledge, I'm sure, but it really only started crossing my radar within this past year, where I found myself online a lot more. No reason. No particular reason. And in my perpetual state of bemused boredom, I check out what the people are saying about that blue bastard and his lovable group of friends. And, oh boy, do they say. They say plenty. The words of the prophets are no longer written on the subway walls, they're written on Twitter.com, talking about how Shadow's character is ruined forever because he gets angry sometimes. Ugh, boy. But the comics aren't the only thing people are talking about. We gotta hone in on the real topic of discussion here. Besides TV shows referencing Sonic being the work of the devil himself. Yeah, the games. More specifically, what everybody thinks the next game should be, what it could be. But first, let's hit pause. I'm going to kind of highlight where I'm coming from here, because this is going to contextualize the rest of the discussion. So, who is Sonic to me? Well, a friend of mine once theorized that everybody's favorite Zelda game is the one they grew up with. I think that's true for Sonic too, because I grew up an adventure kid, and Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 are two of my favorite games of all time, period. And Heroes in Shadow aren't far behind. Sonic, to me, was always a series that focused on being cool, but, more importantly, it focused on its characters. Sonic the Hedgehog was introduced to me as somebody who was committed to a sense of justice, who wasn't out of control, but didn't take any guff. Dr. Robotnik was this scary, conniving genius, and he wouldn't hesitate to put a bullet between Sonic's good old mono eye if it wasn't for his twisted love of games and competition. Miles Prower, or Tails on the Streets, was a two-tailed genius who struggled with insecurity around Sonic, because Sonic to him was this really perfect, infallible inspiration. Knuckles was a serious guardian of a magical emerald, but he still knew how to have fun. Amy had a crush on Sonic, sure, but she was more concerned with emulating him and being selfless and kind. And I didn't even get to touch Team Dark, Team Chaotix, and all the other amazing characters the series highlighted often. I love Sonic as a character, sure, but I love Sonic the series for the ensemble cast. And they weren't just well-rounded characters writing-wise either. They were so much fun to play as, to experiment with, to explore with. And the world! Planet Earth through their eyes was never more colorful, never more fun, never more hazardous. real quick, how are people supposed to drive on Radical Highway? Do you think their boss offers it almost got murked by a military robot as a valid excuse for being late? Anyway, this is what I value in Sonic, since this is what I formed my opinion on Sonic around since my youth. I'll talk a little bit more about my dream game later. Now, I want to bring up that my vision of Sonic, everything we just discussed, is nowhere close to some people's vision of Sonic. Like, there's a high chance that there are a ton of people right now who are like, oh, come on, that's the Dark Age, man. Sonic was better in the Classic era. He doesn't talk. Or the Boost era. If he does talk, he's snarky and rude. And honestly, nothing I say will convince you otherwise. And that's just a fact. Because Sonic fans are fiercely and, if I'm being honest, really impressively loyal to the version of Sonic they like the most. And there's as many Dark Age stands, which, that is a stupid term. We can agree on that, right? Sonic never had a Dark Age. Get out of here. But there's just as many of those people as there are Classic and Boost stands. It's like we all belong to a different coat of arms, right? And we're to battle at the crack of dawn to earn Sega's undivided attention. Yet, this here's my point. We don't have to do this. We cling to our arbitrary, small grouping of Sonic's entire legacy, point to it and say, this one right here, this is the good one. It all went downhill after this, or rather, they finally got it right. And this has everything to do with the direction of the next game. Because, like it or not, and whether you realize it or not, Sega's listening to us. They see the discussions, they see the screaming about imaginary mandates. Sonic fans don't need to get Sega's attention. They have it. But I can kind of just feel people seething right now. Sega doesn't care about the fans, you say. Sega cares about the journalists. They care about Metacritic scores and critical reception. And guess what? I have a game idea that'll save it all. Here it is. I can please everybody. And I can mostly see where you're coming from. Because they definitely do listen to big-name journalist sites as well. Ever since Sonic 06 Unleashed got terrible scores, like just really low, undeservedly low scores even, we have seen the paradigm shift from Sega overcorrecting to fans to Sega overcorrecting to journalists. But that was then, and this is right now. Sega's attitude has definitely changed since whatever this is. Yikes. I'm not going to get into this too much because I could talk for ages about the journalism industry and all the foundational problems there, and there are a lot. But I will say, for some people, scores sell games. It's just an ugly truth. Scores simultaneously have been degraded to the point that people only care about 3 numbers, which is why you'll see people bursting blood vessels over if a game gets a 7, 9, or a 10. And that's why they hold enough weight where people will only buy 9s or 10s. To these people, their time is valuable, and anything less than a 9 or a 10 takes time away from them playing only the best of the best. But, hold on, here's a secret for you. Sonic isn't for these people. Arguably, Sonic has never been for these people. And I think Sega's kind of starting to learn this too, because the Fairweather fans who fawned over generations and colors, those people did not buy Lost World. They did not buy Forces. They didn't buy Team Sonic Racing. Sonic fans bought them, and they had a lot to say about them. And besides Generations, which I'll admit was a rare acknowledgement of the past beyond a superficial level, even if you like these games, if you're a Sonic fan, specifically a Sonic fan who's been around the block a few times, you kinda have to admit these games were not made for you. Sonic Lost World was not made for fans of Sonic Heroes. It was made for fans of Super Mario Galaxy. Sonic Forces was not made for fans of Sonic Adventure. It was made for people who have never played a video game in their entire life. And I love a lot about these games, don't get me wrong, because they're Sonic. And even Die at Sonic is still Sonic. But I understand the disappointment the fans are feeling. And I know why they feel like they've been abandoned. 2017 to now is not a small amount of time. There's information about a new game we were supposed to get last year that just isn't being given to us. So I get that it feels like we're stuck. But there is hope. And whatever we end up getting, whatever kind of game, I'm warning you right now, some groups aren't going to be happy. I can't say who that is. I don't know if we're getting another Boost game, or the SA3 the adventure stands have been dying for. SA3 is a bit of a misnomer, by the way, because Hero, Shadow, and 06 are adventure games. They just are. Or maybe we'll even getting something out of left field. I don't know. I don't even know if Mania will be getting a follow-up. I thought that was a surefire thing, but we don't know right now. But if one group, whether that's the Classic, Boost, Adventure, whatever, if they don't get the game they want, they'll A, always have the old games to go back to, and B, hopefully still like at least some of what the next game offers. Why am I so hopeful, though, that the next game is going to be good? Well, this is squarely entering opinion territory, so strap in a number of reasons. Let's talk about writing for a bit, because I feel like writing is a huge part of why Sonic fans are so divided right now. Personally, I do not like Pontac and Graf writing decisions for Sonic. They've demonstrated time and time again that neither of them really understands Sonic, which led to the series suffering the identity crisis I touched on a little bit ago. Pontac and Graf were brought on to write for the games meant to appeal to non-Sonic fans. Sega saw their work on Happy Tree Friends and thought, man, this is a direction we should take Sonic in. So they did. And that's why every single game after Unleashed feels like one-off contained stories. I think people were a little more keen to forgive this back when Colors came out, since a light-hearted story was alright as a breather episode after the amazing high-stakes story we got with Sonic and the Black Knight. Yeah, I said it. But then, Sonic Generations also had the same writing. And Sonic Lost World had the same writing. And Sonic Forces had the same writing. Team Sonic Racing, it goes on. And I think it's fairly obvious, a lot of fans, myself included if I'm being honest, were getting less and less amused. Let's pivot for a second and talk about Sonic Mania. You know Sonic Mania, right? Not Sonic Mania 7, Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is talked about a lot, but I think it's very telling that pretty much everyone popped off for it, even if it wasn't the style of game they wanted, because it was really clearly made with love. Mania is not a fan game either, let's get that out of the way. It had the funding, assistance, and blessing of old Sega over here, and it's just as official and it's just as important to the series as any of these. And that's not to diminish the work of the fans who worked on this, though the fans in this case are highly trained professional individuals, because they brought their own love and skill to that game, and that can't be understated. But I hear people call Mania an official fan game, and it kills me because it's so much more than that. Well, why am I bringing Mania if I'm talking about the Happy Tree Friend guys over here? Well, it's simple. The Happy Tree Friends guys didn't do their jobs with love. Like at all. It showed in the final product, and like they do, Sega noticed. Sonic Mania was made with love. And looking at the reception each game got, Mania and Forces, it's really clear why Sega noticed as they did. Now in a podcast, Pontac candidly confirmed what I and many others were hoping for. He said, it was a good run, meaning he's not there anymore, and presumably neither is his partner. And I'm not going to personally attack either of them. I don't like their work on Sonic per se, but I really do hope that they have very lucrative and successful careers. I just want those careers to be 100 metric acres the hell away from Sonic. And yeah, recently, there was another big departure that shows that Sega is seriously reconsidering the direction Sonic's going in. On January 28th, 2021, the then current voice actor of Sonic himself, Roger Craig Smith, announced that he was leaving the role of Sonic. And like with Pontac and Graf, I'm not going to attack him as a person. Though, let me say that if you make trigger jokes, that isn't a good look, no matter who you are. And it makes you look like a total jerk. What I will say, though, is I just never heard Roger as Sonic. And I like a lot of the work he's done. I like him as Chris Redfield, I like him as Thomas in Regular Show, I like all of his Regular Show work, actually. But I just never heard him as Sonic. And I think I might be in the minority in this one. But for me, the direction he was given was always just too cynical and snarky for my liking. I've said it before, being a your mom kind of smartass just isn't Sonic to me.
When you live here, it makes me feel angry.
Sonic cares, genuinely. And Roger had some good, outstanding moments for sure, especially at the end of Forces.
You're taking off too? I was thinking the same thing. You gonna keep moving forward? No matter what, yeah? You and I aren't so different. See you later, buddy.
But I think the fact that Sega replaced Roger shows that they're really thinking about who Sonic is at his core. And that excites me more than I can say. Because they're coming at this from a place of love and care, and they're reconsidering everything about who Sonic is, I honestly think that the next game is going to be that much better. They're taking their time on it, which I know has kind of become a meme in the community, but I really do think they've been working on it with care and with an attention to detail that we haven't seen in a while. And if you take nothing else away from this, I just want to say, even if this next game I'm talking about doesn't satisfy every fan, and even if it's, a boost game with classic Sonic and Zavik again, I honestly think that'll be okay, just because of the attitude they're approaching this with. And everybody's working on Sonic right now has this attitude. Whether it's the comics, the movie, the social media managers, to fans making amazing fan projects. They're all approaching Sonic with the respect and love we all know Sonic deserves. Sonic is in a really good place right now, which feels weird to say. I truly believe there's something for everybody right now. Don't forget, Sonic survived where imitators have fallen. Sonic outlived Gex. Sonic outlived Bubsy. Sonic outlived Blasto. Wait, what? Hold on, I think I made that one up, hold on. And until very recently, with the remasters and even a new game, Sonic outlived Crash and Spyro. 2 huge mascots. I have no doubt in my mind that the next game will be made with the same amount of passion that Sonic 3 was made with, or Sonic Adventure, or Shadow the Hedgehog. We're in a good place right now. So, even if I don't get my dream game, you don't get yours, we can at least rest assured that the people making Sonic respect Sonic. I honestly do not think Sonic fans will ever be wholly satisfied. And that's okay. Oh shit, my dream game! Okay, so hear me out. Alright, you got Sonic, you got Vector, you got Ray, and they're in this huge city, right? Just this huge city. It's kind of like Station Square, but like way bigger. You can explore all the buildings and stuff, but then they're like, oh, why are we in the city? And then Eggman's there, and Eggman Nega's there, and Captain Whisker's there, and Headless and Ifrin, they're all like, oh gee, what should we do? So they'll go out for lunch. But then Eggman doesn't tip, the asshole. And Sonic's like, come on, I already picked up the bill. You're really not gonna tip? And Eggman's like, oh, I'm not gonna tip, they don't deserve it. And it's like, what do you mean they don't deserve it? They're working hard.